What up, y'all? Welcome to Piece Apart. I am your host, Miss Ruby. Now, if you want to know how to participate in my 25-day Piece Apart giveaway and win a free Christmas gift from me, watch the video, paste it in the link below, or click this box. Today, I'm satisfying the request of a user, Fash Davis, who can also be followed on Twitter at FashSays, and who asked me to break down the lyrics in this song, Blue Whale by Frank Ocean. After listening to this song on repeat, I learned so much about Christopher. That's Frank Ocean's first name. Most importantly, I was able to see how observant he is. And when he publishes his thoughts on records, you don't just get copies and fillers, you get the original masterpiece of his perception. In my opinion, the goal of this song was to relentlessly put a lot of people in check. He doesn't only express how good and free he's been, but also how ignorant people are who don't live it up. Because along with his prosperity, he has disappointments, he falls short, he's still growing, but the difference is he recognizes the natural order of things. So he's learned to move along instead of resting on average excuses. I know you're probably wondering how I got all of that out of this, but follow along and hopefully I can bring it all together. Here are the lyrics. What he wants to explain here is that he's living blissful and unconstrained. Y'all remember the movie Coming to America and the stupid commercial where the girl's boyfriend was advertising a ridiculous curl activator product called Soul Glow? Well, that's where Frank Ocean got this from, and that's why he's like, no Jheri curl. Jheri Rice was a football player whose hair is bald, and since Frank Ocean's not bald, I think he just wanted to use Jheri's name as a homophone. I didn't know you could parachute while connected to a boat, but that's what parasailing is. Live life, have fun, don't think twice. Okay, we gotta pause right here because I think I caught something that only FO himself could validate. His humility. It's like he's saying it's crazy how people think they've got it all figured out, but they don't, and neither do I. A blue whale is the biggest whale in the ocean. So symbolically, the blue whale in this song represents life and all it has to offer us, good and bad. None of us have experienced it all, but we all experience it in bits and pieces at different times. So he's like, hold up, let me step back and pay more attention. Hope that life doesn't get harder in the meantime because I still want to enjoy it. Earl is a reference to Earl Sweatshirt, another member of Odd Future, which is the collective that Frank Ocean is a part of. Earl has a scuba diving license. So Frank Ocean is using a literal reference to endorse his symbolic message. I know it's small, but I like the fact that I just learned a new urban word. Molly is short for molecular, which is said to be the purest form of MDMA, a drug. One of the most significant details in FO's story is when he migrated to LA after leaving Louisiana as a result of Hurricane Katrina. His shoes still being muddy is like a bit of that disaster will always stick with him. He'll always remember. It's funny because when Frank Ocean brags, I don't get annoyed. I feel like he deserves to. Maybe it's because he begins by first admitting to his irresponsibility, and then he's like, oh well, I did it, but I'm set, so I can deal with it. And the chorus emphasizes the point that no matter how we put it, life goes on. Right here, I personally think he's talking in metaphor, like the sky represents how high up he's gotten and how he's looking down at everybody else. And everything else, observing from a different angle than he's ever been able to observe from before. If you didn't already know, Frank Ocean recently exposed that he's more interested in men than he is in women. That's what he's talking about in the first two lines. Following that, I assume he had an encounter with a woman who was probably like, all the good black men are either in jail, in relationships, or gay. I assume that because it's a common argument amongst many black women, and I do understand the way they feel. But Frank Ocean counters it pretty well with the next line, and though it's not easy to hear, it's true. So he's gay, and he's the subject of criticism because of it, and he wishes he could move to another place where he'd be more accepted. A backpack rapper is like an underground rapper who says any and everything they want to without having to worry about satisfying mainstream audiences. And they usually stay underground, but in Frank Ocean's case, he's got the skills of a backpack rapper, but he's also got a deal that is paying him to stay relevant, basically. And most regular people would probably judge or not understand, so he's like, look, just keep doing you and I'm gonna keep doing me and we'll see how it pans out. He'll be in paradise vacationing around the world like he said in the beginning, relaxing. If you've never heard of the rat race, it's the classification of regular middle class people all trying to race against one another to win some victory. And there's actually a game that I like to play called Cash Flow by Robert Kiyosaki. The game is fun, but it also teaches you financial literacy so that you someday can possibly be out of the rat race. But Frank Ocean is saying he ain't in no rat race, he's just living life, enjoying life, relaxing. Why? Because instead of resting on his excuses, he's turning them around to his benefit, and he recommends we all do the same. Because life goes on. Unfortunately, because there is a lot of dialogue that needs to be kind of dissected in this song, it's not straight up like Tupac's Life Goes On, a lot of people probably can't appreciate the message in this song, but I feel somewhat renewed. These are all my observations though. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Please come back tomorrow, and if you want to check out my old videos, you can click that box or check out the link below. It's Miss Ruby signing off for Piece Apart. I'll see you next time. Deuces.
Did you hear it?